Morning. Mailbox had another accident. I don't flinch. Cut the act. I know it was you. Careful. Her voice sharpens. That's a serious accusation. So is vandalizing federal property. I tap my security camera. Got proof now. Lydia smirks. Should have checked your mail sooner. Let's see what the police say about your threats. The morning air was crisp as I stepped outside, coffee mug in hand, ready to check the mail. Gravel crunched beneath my boots, dew sparkled on the fence posts, and for a moment I thought it might be a peaceful day. Then I froze. My mailbox was obliterated, flattened into the dirt, the metal twisted like a soda can crushed by a boot. Letters lay scattered, some torn, flapping in the breeze like surrender flags. This wasn't the first time. It was the fifth in 3 months. But what made my blood run cold was the note taped to the splintered post in garish purple marker. This is your last warning. Join the HOA or get out. My fist clenched so tight the coffee sloshed over my knuckles. I didn't need to wonder who was behind this. Lydia Harper, president of Willow Creek Estates, HOM, ruler of her suburban kingdom, a woman who wore smiles like weapons. She'd been after my ranch since the day I moved in, convinced my 40 acres should bow to her rules, even though I wasn't legally part of her subdivision. I inherited this land just outside Austin, Texas from my grandfather, a rugged patch of earth that had been in our family 3 generations. I'd left the city last spring, craving quiet, a place to work on my carpentry and walk the woods without a neighbor breathing down my neck. But peace had turned out to be a pipe dream. The day I moved in, Lydia arrived, heels clicking on my porch, a basket of scones in one hand and HOA papers in the other. We like to keep things tidy around here, she said, eyes darting to my muddy boots and the rust-red pickup by the barn. I'd handed the papers back with a smile. This is my ranch, not your neighborhood. Her smile tightened, and that was the start of it. First, the notes taped to my gate, then emails to an address I'd never shared, complaints about my rooster crowing. Vandalism soon followed. Mailboxes bent, posts cracked. Each time I called the sheriff, each time no evidence. But last month I'd caught her snapping photos of my lawn from her SUV. When I waved, she sped off. Now staring at the wreckage of my 5th mailbox, the sound of tires crunching on gravel jolted me. Her white SUV rolled up the driveway, gleaming like a shark's fin. Lydia stepped out, heels sinking into the gravel, sunglasses reflecting the morning sun. In her hand was a lime green mailbox shaped like a parrot. "Hi, neighbor," she called, voice dripping with honey. "Thought you could use a gift since your old one's having issues." My jaw tightened. "You need to leave." She tapped the parrot's beak. "Oh, sweetie, I'm not on your property yet." I stepped closer. "I've got cameras now. You touch my fence and I'll press charges." Her smile didn't waver. "Maybe you should have checked your mail sooner." Something twisted in my gut. I rushed to the wreckage, digging through the torn envelopes until I found a yellow packet. Inside, a court summons. Lydia was suing me for $27,000, claiming I violated HOA standards. But something else caught my eye. Half buried in the dirt was a receipt for a crowbar bought 2 nights ago. The name at the top, Lydia Harper. I spun around ready to confront her, but another set of tires crunched on the driveway. Sheriff Daniels climbed out of his cruiser, adjusting his belt, face grim. "Morning, Mr. Tanner," he said, then turned to Lydia. "Another mailbox issue, I hear." I held up the receipt. "She's behind it, Sheriff. Her name's right here." Lydia scoffed. "That's absurd. Anyone could have dropped that." "5th time, Sheriff," I snapped. "And she's suing me for rules I don't even answer to." Daniels rubbed his forehead. "Lydia, this is the 3rd complaint from this property. You've got no authority here." Her smile cracked. "Sheriff, I represent a community that values safety. His weeds, his roosters, his junk vehicles, they're an eyesore. I barked a laugh. Lady, this is a ranch. Your suburbs are a mile away. Daniel's patience snapped. Lydia, leave. Now, she glared, heels grinding into the gravel, before stomping back to her SUV. She tossed the parrot mailbox into the back seat and peeled out in a cloud of dust. Daniels turned to me. You pressing charges? Not yet, but I will if she tries again. For a few days it was quiet. I rebuilt the post, installed a heavy-duty steel mailbox, added motion sensors, cameras in birdhouses and trees. I even mounted one on the porch with night vision. Then it escalated. At 3:22 a.m., the cameras caught her, Lydia in sunglasses, blonde hair tied back, purple scarf fluttering as she yanked my steel mailbox out with a crowbar. This time, I didn't call the sheriff. I called my lawyer. We set a trap. I built a fake mailbox, painted to look expensive, stuffed with junk mail and a GPS tracker. Inside, I placed a decoy envelope labeled Confidential Zoning File, Urgent. At 2:07 a.m., the tracker pinged. Cameras caught Lydia and a man in a Willow Creek HOA badge laughing as they loaded the mailbox into her SUV. The GPS led straight to the HOA clubhouse. By noon, my lawyer had filed charges and sent the footage to Daniels. The arrest came fast. That evening, I heard the crunch of tires again. But it wasn't Lydia this time. It was 2 squad cars. I stood on the porch as deputies approached the clubhouse down the road. Lydia's SUV sat parked outside, parrot mailbox still in the back. When she stepped out, she was smiling until she saw Daniels. Lydia Harper, you're under arrest for vandalism of federal property and attempted fraud, he declared. Her sunglasses slipped as her face twisted. This is outrageous. I'm the HOA president. And now, Daniel said coldly, you're a suspect. She tried to pull away as the cuffs clicked shut. You'll regret this. My lawyer will bury you. I called out from my porch, voice carrying across the field. You forgot one thing, Lydia. My grandfather was on the county zoning board. I hold his seat now. Her face drained. The deputies shoved her into the cruiser as neighbors gathered, whispering. The parrot mailbox tipped, beak snapping off as the door slammed. But it didn't end there. 2 nights later, alarms blared. Cameras lit up. I caught Lydia on tape near my woodworking shed, free on bail, clutching a red gas can. I bolted outside, shotgun in hand. Drop it, Lydia, I roared. She spun, eyes wild, a match trembling in her fingers. This wasn't supposed to happen, she screamed. They promised me. Sterling Crest promised. Before she could strike, floodlights snapped on. Sirens wailed. Deputies swarmed the yard. Lydia Harper, step away from the shed. She dropped the match, sobbing as they dragged her down. Daniel shook his head. It's about damn time. The news exploded. HOA president arrested for arson. Neighbors came forward with their own horror stories. Fines for wind chimes, threats over flags, harassment about pets. Lydia's empire crumbled overnight. But digging deeper, I found it wasn't just her. HOA records revealed reimbursements, crowbars, surveys, even compliance visits. And every trail led back to Sterling Crest Real Estate Development, a shadowy firm buying rural land for luxury estates. Lydia had been their pawn. They sent letters, then threats, then sabotage, all to force me out and clear land for a 30,000-home subdivision. But they hadn't counted on me fighting back. I went public, held a press conference on my porch with a flag waving behind me. They don't want neighbors, I told the cameras. They want control, and they think they can bully families off their land. The story went viral. Rancher versus developers trended nationwide. Heritage Guardians, a land conservation group, stepped in, filing injunctions that froze Sterling Crest permits. Sterling Crest retaliated, cutting my fences, scattering my livestock, leaving a crowbar tied with a red ribbon on my porch. I recorded one final video, voice steady as stone. This land was here before your sidewalks and fake lakes. You messed with my family's legacy. Now you'll answer for it. Within hours, the video hit 500,000 views. Sleuths uncovered Sterling Crest's shady history, similar schemes across the state. Public pressure mounted, investors pulled out. My lawyer called days later. They're offering a deal. Drop the case, full damages, public apology. Your land untouched. Not enough, I said. They donate $500,000 to the Veterans Ranching Program in my grandfather's name. By week's end, they caved. The aftermath rippled across Texas. Lydia pleaded guilty to felony vandalism and arson attempt, sentenced to years behind bars. Homeowners she'd tormented filed lawsuits, stripping her of everything. The HOA man who'd helped her resigned in disgrace, barred from any future board. Sterling Crest rebranded, their projects frozen in 4 counties. The county passed the Tanner Bill, shielding rural ranchers from HOA overreach. And me? I rebuilt my mailbox, oak and steel, unbreakable. Not just for me, but for each neighbor Lydia had bullied. Letters poured in from ranchers, veterans, single moms, all thanking me for standing my ground. One handwritten note arrived that I keep tucked away. Thank you for showing me courage. From a former HOA president trying to do better. Now I sit on my porch, the wind whispering through. The trees, shotgun leaned against the rail. This land, my grandfather's land, is free. No fake fines, no parrot mailboxes, no developer threats. Just a stubborn rancher who refused to break. But out there, I know someone's still watching, and I'll be ready. Thank you for watching Work Story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful tales of resilience and justice.